FEMA provides grant funds for pre- and post-emergency or disaster-related projects. These funds support critical recovery initiatives, innovative research, and many other programs. Grants are the principal funding mechanism FEMA uses to commit and award federal funding to eligible state, local, tribal, territorial, certain private nonprofits, individuals, and institutions of higher learning. This video will discuss FEMA's implementation of the Build America, Buy America Act, also known as BABAA, by answering these 4 questions. What is BABAA and when did it go into effect? What grant programs and projects are subject to BABAA? What are key BABAA terms? And where can I find more information on BABAA? Let's start with the first question. What is BABAA and when did it go into effect? The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, or IIJA, was signed into law in November 2021. This law includes BABAA, which applies a new purchasing preference for American-made products. BABAA requires all federal agencies, including FEMA, to ensure that no federal financial assistance for infrastructure projects is provided unless all iron, steel, manufactured products, and construction materials used in the project are produced in the United States. Federal agencies were required to begin implementing the BABAA requirements on May 14, 2022. However, FEMA used its statutory authority to waive that implementation date after determining it was in the public's interest to provide an adjustment period to its recipients, subrecipients, industry partners, and other stakeholders. The new implementation date was changed to January 2, 2023. Now, let's discuss the second question. What programs and projects are subject to BABAA? Currently, over 20 FEMA grant programs are subject to BABAA. Some examples of programs subject to BABAA include the Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program, Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, the Homeland Security Grant Program, Flood Mitigation Assistance, and the Emergency Food and Shelter Program. Also, only public infrastructure projects are subject to BABAA. Articles, materials, and supplies that are consumed in, incorporated into, or affixed to infrastructure projects must be produced within the United States. Not all FEMA grant programs are subject to BABAA. For instance, many of FEMA's disaster programs are not subject to the requirements. These programs include the Public Assistance Grant Program, the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, and the Fire Management Assistant Grant Program. BABAA requirements apply to new awards under FEMA financial assistance programs subject to BABAA made on or after January 2, 2023. New funding that FEMA obligates to existing awards or through renewal awards on or after January 2, 2023. Now, let's discuss the third question. What are key BABAA terms? This video will discuss 5 key BABAA terms. The first key term is infrastructure. Infrastructure includes public infrastructure projects in the United States, such as structures, facilities, and equipment for roads, highways, and bridges, public transportation, maritime facilities, intercity passenger and freight railroads, and many more. The second key term is infrastructure project. An infrastructure project is any activity related to the construction, alteration, maintenance, or repair of infrastructure in the United States, regardless of whether infrastructure is the primary purpose of the project. The third key term is iron and steel products. Iron and steel products are articles, materials, or supplies that consist wholly or predominantly of iron, steel, or a combination of both. A product is considered iron or steel if the product is greater than 50% iron or steel by material cost. The fourth key term is manufactured products. Manufactured products are articles, materials, or supplies that have been processed into a specific form and shape or combined to create a product with different properties. The last key term is construction materials. Construction materials are articles, materials, or supplies that consist of one of the following items: non-ferrous metals, plastic and polymer-based products, glass, fiber optic cable, optical fiber, lumber, engineered wood, and drywall. Now, let's discuss the last question. Where can I find more information on BABAA? You can find information on BABAA under the Buy America Preference tab on FEMA's Policy and Guidance website. BABAA's website includes a list of all FEMA grant programs subject to and not subject to BABAA. You can also find more program definitions, flyers, and a helpful BABAA decision roadmap. The Code of Federal Regulations website provides more information on BABAA policy under 2 CFR Part 184. Thanks for watching this overview video about FEMA's implementation of the Build America, Buy America Act. For more information, please visit FEMA's BABAA website or contact us at FEMA-grants-BuyAmerica at fema.dhs.gov.